In this video, I'll demonstrate how to use Adobe After Effects to create a waveform or reverb bar that corresponds to an audio file. So once you have Adobe After Effects open, you go up to Composition, add the new composition, name it what you will. I'll leave mine at 1920 by 1080, but depending on your project goals, you may need to change some of those options. So once I have it, you'll see it pop up over here in the bar, and we can go to, well, first I'll add the file, the audio file. And so we have a recording example here that I've saved, and we can drag this down here. So we now have that. And with this pane selected, we want to go up to Effect, Layer, and go to Add a New Solid. And in this case, I'll just title this Waveform. Still using pixels and the same height and width. So now you'll see that that pops up down here as its own layer. And now what we want to do is go up to Effect and go to Generate. And you can either generate audio spectrum or audio waveform. They're fairly similar, although they do slightly different things. And you can definitely create various details with them. So I'll use a waveform just for this example. And first thing we want to do up here is ensure that the audio waveform is connecting and reading off of the recording example or the sound file that you have. And you'll see that it adds the start point and the end point for you. So these are all just options that you can choose from. I like to make things a little bit higher, the wavelength a little bit higher. We can also add a little bit longer duration. I tend to want to make the bars a little thicker. So let's say just for colors, we could change the softness to, and we'll leave this at a darker color, and I'll make that a brighter color just for the example, or a lighter color. So there we have that, and if we hit the space bar here, see how it goes.
Somebody left the door open and the wrong dogs came home.
We could tell that it responds to the audio recording. And given that that's an audio recording by Clint Eastwood, we can also do things like add a photo on top of that. So I will just stick that right there, and I'll drag this down to the pane as well. Situate it right there. Let's say we want to do that there, and then we can go see how it sounds again.
They left the door open and the wrong dogs came home.
Looks like it's working great. And again, you can change all the details and related to the waveform itself, whatever suits your needs. You can change up the speed, etc. So now when it comes to exporting it, one way to do it is go to Composition and Add to Render Queue. And it'll come up down here, and you have the output module, we have the method. So we can change this to whatever we need. If you have other file format types that you want, you can select some of them here. However, they don't have all of them here. There's another way to do that, and you have to select the output to. So you'd want to click here, then enter the area, the output file path there. If you want to save it to something like an MP4, you can go up to Add to Adobe Media Encoder Queue, and this will open a new program altogether. So once the program opens, you'll have this here, and you'll see that the file that I just was manipulating in Adobe After Effects pops up here. So here's where you can select lots of different elements of how you want it to save and be much more specific here. And once you have it already, you have the file path name properly assigned, you can hit Start Queue, and it'll start the operation telling you where the file path is, the format, and you can see that it comes out as MP4 file there. So once that's finished, you can locate it. You can click that, and it will open, and we can see what it looks like.
Somebody left the the door open and the wrong dogs came home.
And we have it there. Now, there are many other ways you could fine-tune this and make it a little bit more sharp or detailed. You can make the waveform bar go faster or slower. You can make it more elegant, I guess you could say, but that's the general gist of it. And I hope that helps get you started in any event. So let me know if you have any questions.